Previously on Chat 62.
You guys are done with Camp Pendleton, and you guys report back to MCRD for your final phase.
Yep.
What's that like?
It was better not having James as a squad leader. The new squad leader calls me over after a couple weeks. He goes, "When's the last time you were in the pit?" I'm like, "I don't know." He goes, "I've had no problems out of you at all. I don't know why you were in the pit so much." So third phase was obviously a lot easier for me.
It's kind of like night and day, right?
Yeah.
Real quick before we start, we've streamlined our contact info. From now on, if you have any questions, feedback, or ideas for future guests, just shoot us an email at chat62podcast@gmail.com. That's chat62podcast@gmail.com. All right, let's go. And did you take any kind of extended leave, or you took your mandatory 10 days?
I went straight to Marine combat training.
So no vacation at all? Or no leave? Wow.
Nope.
What was the reasoning behind that?
I don't remember if there was much of a choice at that time. I don't know if we had an opportunity.
From boot camp to MCT, I believe there usually is a standard 10 days. I know there was very few that actually waived it and just went straight to MCT.
Yeah, because I did after comm school.
Okay,
I
yeah.
took 30 days.
Okay.
But I don't think we had a choice.
Maybe it was different in 94?
Maybe. I don't remember.
Let's go ahead and bypass that. So I guess it was no leave. So you report to MCT, and what was MCT like?
The classes were hard. I mean, I know that I certainly wasn't going to the MECEP program or anything like that, doing SATCOM. I worked hard. I studied as much as I could. Tried to get through it. 29 Palms was a miserable place. False advertising. They don't have 29 Palms.
Yeah, 29 stumps.
Little did I know I would spend a year and a half there through Desert Fire X, Combined Arms exercise, and 2 schools.
Oh my God.
So,
yeah, we'll definitely touch on that, man. Wow.
I was excited about MCT. I thought it'd be fun to shoot different weapons and stuff. We shot a 50 cal, a Mark 19. Remember with the Mark 19, they say you got to line it up and everything. So I got one shot on this tank and I hit it. And I'm like, yeah. So I just laid on it and lit that thing up.
So you go through MCT. Were there any interruptions or any challenges?
No real challenges. I was surprised at the number of people that came up to me and apologized for what they thought about me.
Mm.
They thought I was either just not interested, apathetic, or actually had some kind of severe handicap. And so they were coming up.
Yeah, dude, you were sleep deprived.
Yeah.
That was a handicap right there, man.
Absolutely. But not having the teammate aspect to work to get the job done together. So not big occurrences. I didn't get into any kind of trouble or, have problems at the E Club or anything like that. I got through, passed the field radio operator course, went home. And I remember they tell you, I think it was probably the first month of boot camp that you're going to go back home and people aren't going to recognize you. And that was true.
So this is after MOS school.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go ahead and let's go ahead and touch base on MOS school. What was MOS school? Where was it and what was it like?
It was 29 Palms.
Okay. And
like I said, I kind of struggled, but I made it through. I didn't score high enough to get on to any of the continuation schools. There was a microwave one and then a satellite communications.
If you would have passed any of those continuation or the requirements to go to continuation, would you have had to extend your enlistment?
Possibly with SATCOM.
Mm-hmm. Because I remember, I worked I was a poke, so I remember seeing some comm guys they had like 5-year enlistments.
Yeah.
So I saw little special cases like that. I was like, oh, that's interesting. So it's funny you mentioned that, because that hasn't rung a bell in my head in freaking 30 years.
Yeah, maybe they did have to extend a year in SATCOM. I didn't really know anybody that had done that. I just knew it was a longer school. I think mine was 90 days.
Oh, okay. Wow. Okay.
60 or 90. Yeah.
Was there any kind of holding platoon, or did you just, as soon as you were, as soon as you reported, that was it?
There was a couple of days. I was like, oh crap, I'm not out of boot camp, because you're like still in a squad bay and
freaking working parties here and there, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Everybody's treating you like crap. You're raking the sand and all that.
At least they didn't have you mopping the sand, right?
Yeah, that would have been.
You weren't able to complete those continuation courses. How was the rest of your time during MOS school?
It was kind of lonely. I did Firewatch on New Year's.
Tell me more about that. What was that like?
Feel really isolated. Like I said, I hadn't seen my parents except since that day when they showed up for graduation.
Did you have any bad thoughts?
Just kind of wondering what the fleet was going to be like. Hopefully I'd be able to make some friends there. I don't drink, and so that makes it difficult relating with Marines.
Yeah.
Since that's so much a part of the culture.
Unfortunately.
I had some guys that were begging me to hold the beer can so they could take a picture with it.
You're like, nope. I'm good.
No, I did.
Oh, you did?
Sure,
Okay.
Yeah.
You're like, okay, here, I'm done.
I'll hear you. Yeah. I was the designated driver to TJ a number of times in Pendleton.
So as much as Crafty gave you, they kind of, you were their favorite when it came to, crossing over and going to TJ.
Oh yeah. Well, that's after when I was in the fleet.
So you graduate from comm school in 29 Palms.
Yeah.
You say you go home for 30 days.
Yes.
What's that like going home for the first time in how many months? 4 months? 5 months?
Yeah. Really, really refreshing. So we're talking August to February, I think.
Wow. So it's about 8 months?
No, I don't think it was 8.
Yeah.
August.
And I work in numbers. That's the sad part.
December. 6?
6.
Probably 6.
Okay.
Yeah. So boot camp's 3 months. No. Boot camp's about 3 months. Maybe it's shorter than 3.
It's 13 weeks. I don't know if that
Okay.
I don't know if they added a week with the Crucible Marines.
Crucible. Yeah.
I don't know.
My platoon was the last one to do the Grim Reaper and Mount Mofo.
Ooh. Wait. You guys did both?
Yes.
In boot camp?
Mm-hmm.
Shit, so that was your guys' Crucible. Wow, because because that was one of the first platoons, I guess one of the first months to just start doing that, and we just did the Reaper after the Crucible.
Oh.
Wow.
No, we did both, and I can't remember which one it was, but we had a squad leader that, I don't know if he stepped wrong or what happened, but he broke his femur.
Oh.
And he dropped from our platoon. He got sent to MESEP. I don't know if he was able to earn the title or not, but he was a nice guy too, so it was really sad to see him fall.
Oh, that's heartbreaking. I think that's maybe a year recovery, and that's not even counting rehab.
Yeah. So that's why they stopped doing Mount Mofo and Grim Reaper.
Oh, wow. They're like, maybe that combination isn't a good combination.
Yeah. Well, we didn't do it back to back. Like, it wasn't all part of the same thing. Because one's on the beach, and then I believe one was like, Mount Mofo was like this, straight up.
They had us do Mount Mofo in MCT.
Okay. So
we were all out of shape. We took our leave, and some of us went on recruiter's assistance.
Oh God.
So as soon as that first couple of days, they're like, okay, we're going up the mountain. I'm like, oh man.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, you kind of get a reality check. Like, oh, I shouldn't have taken that extended leave. I shouldn't have started smoking. I shouldn't have started eating all that good stuff. Yeah, it's a reality check now.
Yeah, absolutely.
So you're home on leave?
Yes.
What's that time like?
Just amazing. I mean, my dad was a meat cutter in the grocery store, and it was so cool to go back and see his friends. And, I just walked through the meat department and upstairs. I mean, there was no place I didn't go. I remember a person that I guess I found out after my dad's passing that he had actually got her the job there because she gave really good customer service working at McDonald's, I think it was.
Mm-hmm.
So he got her a job at the grocery store. And she's the one that told me, your dad is so proud. He shows everyone your picture from boot camp. And that was really touching because I had a difficult relationship with my dad. And so I was really surprised to hear that. And that really made me proud.
There's nothing like earning your father's, in a way, it's almost earning his love.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true too.
I get it. Oh man, you gave me the chills.
Yeah.
My relationship with my dad wasn't rough at times, and yeah, I totally understand what you mean. Like as soon as you come back home, they look at you differently, and that's kind of almost like what you've wanted from the get go.
Well, that's true. I mean, when I was published in the Fresno Bee, I tried to show my dad the article, and he said, "Don't care. Go get some wood.
Wow.
Go bring in the wood. Do something useful." Yeah, that's not the last memory I have of my dad, but unfortunately, that's one that sticks with me.
Yeah. Unfortunately, but
I'm with my friend and his girlfriend, and he goes into the store for something, and she's looking I can see her through the rear view mirror, and she's like, "There is something different about you," and she starts hitting on me. I'm like, "Whoa, not gonna do that to my buddy."
We come back with that confidence.
Yeah,
It's like we kind of like leveled up in confidence.
absolutely.
Yeah. And it's just like, okay, nothing's going to break me down.
Right. Well, you want to fight? Let's go. I mean,
I could use a bunch of derogatory comments, but I'm going to refrain from doing that today. So,
so I did have a very interesting experience. And once again, my dad calls me stupid. And, in his defense, he goes, "How are you getting back home?" I said, "God will provide." He's like, "What? You have no way to get back to Pendleton and you're supposed to report in 30 days. I said, "Yeah, God will provide." I got $500 to my name at this point.
mm-hmm.
My dad calls me. He goes, "You're not going to believe this." I'm like, "Well, I probably will." And no, I'm sorry. I had $1,000 to my name. And he goes, there's a car here for $1,400. I think you should come take a look." I'm like, "Okay." It's a 1980 Chevy Citation. This thing is so butt ugly. And I explained to the guy that the car looks great. It's running in good condition and everything. But I'm a Marine. I'm trying to get back to Camp Pendleton to report for my active duty time. And he says, "What the hell? It's only money." And so he sells me the car for $1,000.
Wow.
So
God will provide.
Absolute miracle. God did provide. Yeah.
Wow. Or was that early on in your leave?
I wasn't sweating it. I think it was probably in the second or third week, maybe.
Okay.
I don't know. I just had this confidence that God would provide. So I get to the fleet, and unfortunately, everybody up to E5 pops on a piss test. So all the people that would be considered leaders are kicked out for drugs, lost their security clearance.
Okay. So let's go ahead and let's put a pin on that. Okay. So.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was trying to go
it's
in
okay.
order.
That's okay. Yeah. So you get your car.
Yes.
You got your vehicle. You're able to drive back down to Camp Pendleton.
Mm-hmm.
What was that drive like?
Oh, goodness. Anxious. I mean, I was excited to get to the fleet and really get to what I was trained to do. Yeah, I was excited to make some good long-term friends.
And what was your first duty station?
Camp Pendleton.
And do you remember where?
Yeah, 62 area.
Okay, so you served the 5th Marines too. Okay.
Yeah, Regimental 5th.
Dude, I don't know why. I think I may have audited your SRB at one point or another.
Are you the one that didn't give me the credit for the 7000 series?
Fucking A, dude. When I saw Kevin Osborne, comm, there was a light that went off in my head.
Oh, you're kidding me.
And I'm sorry for the cursing, but I'm freaking surprised, man. I fucking knew it, dude.
That's crazy, bro.
For some reason. Oh my God. And I was waiting for you to say, that you had just done your whole time over there in 29 Palms. I'm like, well, maybe that isn't the Kevin Osborne. Wow. So your first duty station.
Yeah.
62 area 5th Marines.
That's right. Regimental.
What was your time like over there at 5th Marines?
Well, like I said, everybody got popped, so there wasn't really any kind of leadership. I worked hard. There's a point where, because of my work ethic, I was kind of isolating myself. I didn't like it where I was. I volunteered for Higher X's, if you can believe that. I went to the field with POGAS 43 area, artillery. I did the tactical air control party. So I got that certification, did the line 9 briefs for air officers. It's like the only way you could get any kind of recognition, unless you were driving the chow to the field, was through another unit. 5th Marines was not going to recognize and give you, there were no NAMs or anything like that. Really poor leadership. Looking back, they sucked. So I pick up certificates of appreciation left and right from these outside organizations and had a great time with their people and everything. We had a gunny, and I was trying to figure out where this fit because I've been trying to reconnect with him to thank him. Gunny Eshte. This guy was a genius. He actually received a presidential unit citation in the field in 29 Palms. I can't remember if that was for saving the military a couple $1 million on barracks design or something, but he also helped Danner Boots design their shoe.
Wow.
This guy was absolutely incredible. And he comes up to me and he says, this is back in the squad bay. He goes, "What are you taking in college?" I said, "I'm not going to college, Gunny." He said, "That's not what I asked you. What are you taking in college?" So I took philosophy with an ethics basis. And so, driving down to Main Side, brutal. So I'm in school from 6 to 10, drive back up 2300s when I get to the barracks, and then 0530, got to pick up the cigarette butts from the irresponsible kids that left them all over the place. And it's like, this is a really difficult way to go through school. So I only did that one course, but everybody's out of the squad bay. I'm doing tack marking on boxes for embarkation. And I'm up on a top shelf in the squad bay hitting these boxes. And Gunny asked me, "Where is everybody?" I said, "I don't know. Out smoking a cigarette." He goes, "Why aren't you with them?" I said, "Because I don't smoke and this needs to get done." He goes, "Get into my office." I'm like, oh, crap. Disrespecting staff NCO. That's what's going through my head.
Right.
So I go and I report to him. He goes, "Sit down." He says, "You work well with little to no supervision." I said, "Yeah, I like to think so." He said, "What would you like to do?" I said, "I like to work with computers." He's like, "Okay." So he gets me assigned to the tech shop, publications control NCO as a Lance Corporal. The NCO is getting out of the Corps. So this is a vacant billet, essentially. So he gets me put over there. I want to say he was a corporal, is making me buff the floor for an incoming staff sergeant. I'm like, that's a really bad idea. I'm not good with this thing, especially in tight places. So you've got the desk, the computer, and you know those little handprints your kid makes when they're like 5 or 6 out of clay?
Yeah.
That's on the table too. Now this staff sergeant hasn't checked in yet. This is a straight up sitcom. I'm trying to control the buffer, hit a leg of the table. The whole thing flips over. The plate shatters. The computer's busted. So the NCO says that I told him not to buff your office, staff sergeant, but he just wanted to. I'm like, oh yeah, I got a buffing fetish.
Oh my God. Freaking threw you under the bus.
So he totally threw me under the bus and then backed it up. Then I get in trouble for disrespecting the NCO. So coming from a poor town, there were times that I was wearing clothes from the older people in the church for going to school. So I didn't know how I would handle money any different than anyone else. But I was an entrepreneur. I used to go 3 miles was how far it was to town. And I would sell greeting cards up and down the road. And I built clientele. My vision was in a couple of years, this was for Cub Scouts. In a couple of years, I'm going to sell my route to somebody so they can take it over. So that was my thinking in like middle school, early. It probably wasn't in high school. Middle school, I'm thinking like that. So I get into the Marine Corps and let me see, I wrote this down. I ran a bank and a telephone business with calling cards. I didn't trust myself with money. because I never had it. So what was to say I wasn't going to be as stupid as these other people and get the 25% interest car? I mean, I at least knew that. Did have a roommate who did that very thing. He got the nice convertible Mustang.
At a 32 APR?
30%? It's 25, I guess.
Oh, 25% APR, my bad. He got a deal.
Oh, yeah. I said, congratulations, Pete. I didn't know that bad of a rate existed. Obviously, car sits in front of the barracks, gathering cobwebs for 90 days until it's repossessed along with his credit. So I loaned money out to people. Partly I was trying to, looking back, I guess I could say control my leadership.
Okay.
I loaned it out to corporals and to sergeants, other people as well. But over that 4-year time frame, I loaned out a year's salary to other people. And I would only write down what they were returning, not what they borrowed. So I'd already calculated interest in there. So it got so ridiculous. There was this guy, Chainsaw is the nickname. This guy was terrifying. He had so many injuries. There's no way you could hope to injure him. I'd loaned some money out to some people, and Chainsaw's wanting to borrow my car. I'm like, no, dude, not letting you borrow my car. He's like, come on, I really need it. I'm like, fine, I'll give you $20 for 60 on Monday. He's like, okay. I'm like, dude, that's horrible. So he went ahead and did that. But like I said, I had a lot of people that didn't pay me back. No one told me, yeah, you talk about a crazy experience. No one told me that he was using my car to smuggle drugs. I'd go to sleep on Saturday night. I'd take people to church on Sunday morning. But he had made a copy of my key and would steal my car at night and go smuggle drugs with it.
Oh my God.
I had some crazy people in my platoon that my roommate was good. He definitely didn't know anything about this. But there was a lot of other people. I'm like, what the heck? How did you keep that to yourself? So yeah, there's another piece there where getting kicked out for drugs, and I'm on fire watch with him. That was tons of fun.
Oh my God.
So I started a calling card business.
Yeah, please go ahead and touch base on the calling card business.
Do you remember National Telephone Communications, NTC in Irvine?
Yeah.
So I was in that. As you remember, there were payphones. Everybody had payphones at the time.
Mm-hmm.
I tried to call and reload on my own. It was an hour wait to get through the customer service. I'm like, this is horrible. There's no way my customers are going to go through this.
Uh-huh.
So I've got my little green ledger, and I have about 20 people's calling card numbers in there. And so I just go to them and say, how much money do you want on your account this month? And so I would go and load everybody's cards on one phone call.
You cut the middleman.
At the payphone.
Wow.
Yeah, I was thinking of customer service.
Yeah. Look at
And
you.
so I knew they weren't going to stand for that. Why would you wait an hour? That's ridiculous. That's horrible. So I can control the business like that. So that kind of gets to the point with the, a staff sergeant finds out in my final year that I've loaned money to people. And he's wanting to collect and get it back. And I'm so concerned about my business and my reputation, I refuse to tell him who my customers are.
Needless to say, you refuse to release the files. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I didn't mean to go there.
I was like, man, I was dumb.
Oh, shit. But he had good intentions, right?
The staff sergeant, I think he did.
Yeah.
I didn't know at the time, but I really think he was trying to help.
Yeah, it wasn't to get everybody written up that didn't pay
Oh,
back.
I don't know about that. But he was trying to help me get my money back.
Wow.
And that never happened. But I sold anything I could get my hands on legally. I sold Walkmans. There was a CAX where I was bragging to somebody about being able to sell anything, and his girlfriend worked for Dragon Optical.
Mm-hmm.
And we negotiated terms and everything. And I told him, I'm like, I'm going to sell enough pairs of these to get my own free pair. And I don't remember how many I sold, but I had to donate my 2 pairs back to try to take care of my back orders.
Wow.
So I could sell anything. If you had a Walkman, I'd want to take a look at it, ask if I could borrow it for a bit to test it out.
Mm-hmm.
You told me you're going to sell it to me for $70. It's a $150 Walkman. I got somebody to buy it for me for 120. So I sell it to them for 120, come back and give them a 70. So
Profit.
I made deals like that happen all the time.
Wow, look at you, freaking entrepreneur, man. You said you volunteered quite a bit to go out to various exercises, 29 Palms, CACs.
Yes.
What was that time out there like?
It was completely different. Honestly, I really liked the people that I was out there with. I was like, this might be different. And I started thinking maybe I should try to go on float. I had friends in 1.5, 2.5, 3.5, and 2.4. And I had some friends in comms, in 5th Marines as well. But by and large, I didn't really get along with too many people in my platoon.
What was that?
Part of it was the not drinking. Part of it was religion. Definitely had a learning experience of catching more flies with honey because I would beat them in the head with it. It wasn't good. So that different lifestyle really separated me.
So you did contemplate going on float.
I did.
And what happened with that? Were you able to, or did the chance come up for you to deploy?
I believe the chance came up, and I had this staff sergeant, the one whose desk got flipped over and everything. And he did get me fired from my publications job. He'd ask me, he goes, "What are you working on?" And I'm reading 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. And so I've understood begin with the end in mind. Technicians don't come in asking for something by a 13-digit publication control number. They say, "I'm working on this Angra 39. I've got this Singar's radio." So I created an alphabetized list. Staff sergeant pissed off. Says I'm wasting my time. I'm not focused on the mission. I'm like, you asked me what my job was. I'm telling you. My job is to make it easier for the people to find their equipment. Well, you can't use that in an audit. I'm like, fine, I put it in my drawer. What does it matter? I said, I've created this system that makes it easier. So he got me fired from that position, and he had me non-rec for about 6 months. It gets to the point where I'm going in to sign my non-rec for NCO. I'm like, "Sir, I haven't seen this guy for 6 months. How is he still non-recing me?" He goes, "I don't know, son, just sign the paper." So that's how my non-recs go up until, I want to say it was 98. I got out in August of 98. Beginning in 98, we get a new officer, and I believe at that time I was working upstairs, still stayed in computers. I was working on Approach, the whole Fun Lotus suite.
Yeah.
So I was keeping track of records and everything at that point, as well as working on radios. But officer calls me into his office, and he says, "I am giving you one chance to pick up corporal. If you blow this, you're a terminal lance." I said, "Thank you for the chance, sir." So he watches me for about 90 days or whatever, and he says, "I have no idea why you weren't promoted earlier."
Thank you for listening. Kevin Osborne's story continues in the next episode of Chat 62. Until then, stay the course and Semper Fi.
This is Eric from the Chat 62 podcast, Marine Corps veteran, and just another guy who's been through some dark nights of the soul. If you're struggling, I want you to know you're not weak. You're not alone. You're not broken. The truth is, a lot of us have been there. So if you're feeling overwhelmed, please just dial 988. It's free, it's confidential, and someone's there to listen 24/7. We need you here. The road's better with you in it. Stay the course.